let's talk about AEW Revolution. We have an 8-match card, which is a little slimmer compared to some of their cards, I believe. And most of it has to do with the fact that we have an Iron Man match, which is probably going to be your main event. It's for the world title. MJF and Bryan Danielson. Before we break down every match, just overall, what are your feelings getting ready for the pay-per-view? Are you excited? How do you feel, Quade?
I can't say that I'm excited. I honestly haven't been. If I'm being completely honest, I talk about AEW in the past and like talk trash about it. But quite honestly, right now I'm just not interested in the product at all. Like, there's nothing that AEW is doing for me personally that's grabbing my attention. I feel like this has been the least hype pay per view in a long time. I don't know why. Something about this feels off compared to like. And it sucks because it's in the middle of Mania season and WWE is on fire right now for the most part. And that gets you pumped up, but this pay per view, I'm just like, oh, it's happening. There's some matches on there. I don't know why some of these matches are happening, quite honestly, or why some of these feuds are still going on. But yeah, I'm just not hyped. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
No, I agree with you. I'm not hyped really either, which is interesting because I do enjoy AEW. But and this is something we're gonna talk on our next episode of Project Kayfabe. I'm kind of just not hyped about wrestling in general right now. Like, I'm kind of more enjoying like people who put out wrestling content, like YouTube podcasts. Like, I like that. I like the content we're putting out. But like, I don't know, the current product right now for both shows isn't really impressive for me. Like WWE, like, to be honest, if you take away the bloodline, and everything that's happened there, I don't think the show has been that big of a difference or like amazing. It's more watchable. But like, if you take away that and like, sure, Cody Rhodes is there too. Honestly, there's what else is going on in WWE. I can't really pinpoint anything that's like really cool to me at the moment. Sorry for the boys that love Bray Wyatt, but
Oh,
like,
no.
even that's not really like doing it for me right now. I'm just bored on that side, and honestly, AEW I've been bored with too. To be honest, I mean, I still been keeping up here and there. I mean, there are certain things where I'm like, I enjoy it, but it's still not like hype for me right now as it felt like a couple months back. And, with this pay per view coming in, I do agree. Like, it feels like it's the least hype. I feel like this card was, even though there's a story and a reason why for almost every match, I feel like it's still almost like just got randomly thrown together. Like, I feel like this is like a WWE 2K like universe mode pay per view and like the game. But we're going to go over every match here. I'm on cagematch.net, so that's where they have the full card. So this Sunday, AEW, they're in San Francisco at the Chase Center, which is cool. I'm pretty sure that's where the Golden State Warriors are playing now, so that's cool that they get to be there. 8 matches, as we talked about. So we'll go one by one what's on here and talk about what we're feeling, who do we think's winning, and yeah, hopefully that'll be our show. So we got a no hold bar match between Christian Cage and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. That this has been a feud in the making. This has been going on for quite some time now, ever since Christian turned his back on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, but then Luchasaurus joined sides with Christian. Then it looked like he changed his mind and went back with Jungle Boy just to, swerve him. And then Christian was out for a bit with an arm injury, and then now he's back. He's good. And the feud is back together between him and Jungle Boy. Essentially, they did have a match at AEW All Out, but it led with Jungle Boy taking a choke slam to like the at the entrance ramp, which was pretty gnarly, by Luchasaurus to Jungle Boy. And then he put him through a table, threw him in the ring, 24-second long match at All Out. And this is their first match since. And, there's a lot of animosity. I mean, the work that Christian has done, and, you got to think past, because it's just been 2 weeks that they build up for this pay per view, but this has been going on for a while. I mean, Christian's been talking about Luke Perry, Jungle Boy's dead dad, RIP. He's just talked about his mom, talked about his family. He's been off the fucking hinges, and it's been amazing. But now we have this match, no holds bar. I think it's gonna go crazy. I mean, Jungle Boy could take some stuff. I was there when he went against Luchasaurus at Full Gear and jumped off the top of the cage. And Christian, I think Christian can put on a nice hardcore match with this kid. I'm expecting to enjoy this match. What do you think? How do you feel about this? Especially because like it was kind of thrown at us within the last 2 weeks, but I don't think it's a bad thing because there has been a deep story with this.
Yeah, it's probably one of the few matches I'm actually looking forward to because I like Christian. I think Jungle Boy has potential. He has upside. And it's a no holds bars match. So I mean, like, why not? So like, I was looking forward to the first match that they're supposed to have and all out, but of course Christian got hurt, so it's gonna happen. So I'm looking forward to see how this one goes. And like you said, it's a pretty good feud for the most part. Like the story is there, the emotion is there, and I personally have a problem with the storyline at all. And I think this is gonna be a really good match for Jungle Boy, to take it to the next level. 'Cause I think he's been kind of like in limbo for a little bit, post Luchasaurus tag team, and just feel like he just kind of there. So I think once he gets this match happens, hopefully he wins, and he gets past his feud, and hopefully does something else like win the TNT title. Like I don't know, but yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he needs to get past this so he can do a lot more. Jungle Boy is still one of those people who has a lot of potential here in AEW. He's a young star. He puts on a good match, has a good following, but like he hasn't been besides his tag team work and what he's doing now, and he puts on quality matches. It's just I think beyond that there's a lot more left to be seen. And I think once he gets out of here, there's opportunities for him to maybe go for the TNT title, or if they still, and who knows what's happening now that ROH is back, but maybe it'll be a little bit of cross branding. Maybe he'd go for like the TNT, I mean the ROH TV title. That could be interesting to see, like if he went against Samoa Joe. So I'm interested in this one. I'm gonna say Jungle Boy needs to win this match so he could get past this. I don't know where Christian goes after this, but I'm sure he'll be fine. It's Christian. He's like, whether he's a part timer or a full timer at this company, Christian has some good stuff he's been involved with. There was that time, he was with obviously Jungle Express, but I'm happy it's kind of over now, and I hope to see some cool stuff from Christian here. But yeah, Jungle Boy probably for the win. Who do you think?
Yeah, I think he has to, and it will be. I won't be mad if Christian wins. 'Cause I think it'll be kind of funny. But I think for
Yeah,
the sake of the sake of the talent, the sake of pushing people, new people, Jungle Boy should win this match for sure.
I agree. I think so. It just makes a lot more sense for him to win it, especially for new talent. And Christian's of age where he can put kids over, and that's what I think his job is. And if he does win, though, that is pretty cool. I'll take it.
Yeah.
We got a singles match next: Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. The Jericho Appreciation Society is barred from ringside based off of the contract that they signed. I'm looking forward to this just because, it's more opportunity to get Ricky Starks out there. I think, ever since the ending of Team Taz, the feud with Powerhouse Hobbs, and, he feuded with MJF, Ricky Starks has been on a roll. Even when he's lost some matches, his momentum has stayed hot. He's still must see when you give him the mic, and when he's on there, he can wrestle. You could feel it. Like he has a lot of heart and charisma that alone is like it's nice to see that he's in a feud with Chris Jericho. I know a lot of people have been mixed over the last couple of months or year or so with Chris Jericho, but at the end of the day, he's putting people over. He's not burying talent as an old guy. He's really making stars. Like look at Action Andretti, who just had like a crazy like performance. I'm pretty sure in that ladder match yesterday, and he's just been doing so well. Like Chris Jericho, he could get all the shit that he wants from people, but he still knows how to put people over, and is still must see as well too because it's Chris Jericho. Who cares what his wife does on her off time? Like this man has donated plenty of money out there to help families out. So we'll go with that. But yeah, I'm very excited to see how this goes, especially because they've had their run-ins. Ricky Starks has been just going through the Jericho Appreciation Society, but I think overall they with a rematch against Chris Jericho, I think he'll have a solid matchup against him. And this will. I don't know what to expect. I won't say match of the night. I don't think so, but I think it'll still be a good quality match and just building up more and more of Ricky Starks to hopefully one point put him for gold, somewhere else. Maybe it's TNT title, put him on ROH, just give him gold and help boost him up because this guy, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that there's like a list of other people that will probably come before him to become world champion, Ricky Starks is still on that list of someone that could be world champion. And the more they build him up, the better. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm not. So I have mixed feelings about this match. Like I'm excited to see Ricky Starks. I like Ricky Starks. I'm a big Ricky Starks fan. I think he, like you said, he's future world champion material. I kind of don't care about match versus Chris Jericho because I feel like oh, to me now in 2023, a win over Chris Jericho isn't that amazing. Like, yes, he's still a big name and stuff like that, but I feel like Ricky Starks can have better use of his time outside of this feud with J.A.S, and Jericho. But I understand why they're doing it because he lost against MDF, and his guess. My guess is that he's slowly rising back up to the top to where he get in a match with MDF and hopefully wins. That'd be a cool storyline. So I get why he has to face Jericho and all that other stuff, but I guess I just prefer him to see him face someone a different heel on the roster. But then when I say that, I don't know who that would be because I don't even know half the roster right now. I'm blanking completely. But yeah, I don't know. I think I just want to see Starks win. That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, I think so. A second win because he already had a win over Chris Jericho. And it's interesting that Chris Jericho is the one that was like making him go through hoops and just not wanting to face him again after losing to him already. So I think, I think this is still going to be good for Ricky Starks at the end, just building more credit to where he can be in whether it's the main event scene, the mid card scene with the mid card titles. I think this will do well. I think he needs to win this match. I mean, I don't see why Chris Jericho needs to win it. Chris Jericho is one of those people who also can take a loss and it doesn't matter because it's Chris Jericho. He can face the world champion randomly one week just because he is Chris Jericho, and that's how it goes kind of in wrestling. So yeah, I say Ricky Starks. And I'm guessing that's what you're saying too, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Ricky.
All right, Ricky for the win. Young Rock right there. On the next part of this list, I'm seeing the AEW World Trios title. We got the Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, the champions, going against the House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black. I think the quickest way, there's not a lot for me to talk about besides saying I think House of Black needs to win this. They should win it. No offense to the Elite, but like you had 7 matches while you weren't champion. I get it, and now this is like maybe what their second or third title defense because I think they've had a couple of title defenses when they're like on Rampage and stuff like that. I think Top Flight was one of them. That tag team while they're with AR Fox. But if we're trying to build the legitimacy of the House of Black, I know there's a lot of conversations of like, is Malachi leaving? Is Buddy not happy? What's going on? At first, it seemed like maybe they were breaking up because it looked like Malachi was leaving, but he was like, I'm not leaving AEW. I just need some time off. But I think to build the legitimacy of this tag team in AEW, the Elite need to lose. I personally feel like they need to. Wrestling is always weird because like this like is I would call this their first major title defense because they've had let's see they went against the Firm. I mean that's Ethan Page, Isaiah Cassidy, and Matt Hardy. Like I like them all, but like I wouldn't call that as a threat. Same thing against AR and Top Flight, even though there were moments where it looked like they were going to lose the belts to them. So they've already had 3 title defenses. 2 were on Rampage, 1 was on Dynamite. I just think, like I'm just trying to say, it's to build the legitimacy of Aleister Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. Give them the belts. They looked good holding the belts yesterday too. Like they looked legitimate. And I think this is a team, and it'll always get to the conversation of like, AEW signed all these WWE guys, and what are they doing with them for some of them? This is your opportunity to put them with the belts, make this staple look legitimate instead of having them just lose. And like they put on some good matches on their own, like when they were feuding with what was it, Death Triangle. That was cool when they were feuding with like Pac and he had like Redbeard with him and stuff for that pre-show match. That was really, really good. That was an amazing pre-show match at last year's Revolution. But I think this is their time, especially someone like Malachi. Give him a belt already. This dude is legit. He puts on some great stuff. That feud of Cody, well, there's a lot of mixed feelings about what happened during that time, was also cool. I mean, that's my thing. Give them the belts, even though like I don't know, maybe they don't, but you could figure out things to do with the Young Bucks and Kenny all the time. Anytime there's somewhere for them in the card for any title or any feud. but give something to the House of Black so they could finally look like a force on this company.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like I love the lead and everything, but you kind of have to give House of Black the titles because, like you said, if they don't give them titles here, it's like, why should I see them as a threat anymore? Like I feel like this is the opportunity to finally give them something. You know, they didn't get the tag titles or whatnot. Well, I don't know who's a tag team in that group, but they so. Yeah, this is the titles that they should win. The three. If we could get three guys the titles at once, this is the time to do it with the trios title. So why not? And honestly, I'd rather see Kenny as a singles competitor. Like, I don't have as much hype for Kenny in the trios group with the Young Bucks because I feel like we've seen it before. We've seen it a lot of times, and it just doesn't excite me. I want to see Kenny as a singles guy again. I want to see him, feud with top guys that we haven't seen feud with yet. Like MJF would be a cool feud, or Ricky Starks. I don't know. There's like a bunch of people who Kenny hasn't faced yet that will be awesome to see going forward. And the Bucks, the tag. I feel like the tag division is in a weird spot right now where I feel like the Bucks kind of need to re-enter it because if you look at that we're gonna talk about that match in a bit, but that tag match just makes no sense to me, and so I don't know what's going on there. But I like to see the Bucks back in the tag division. I think they did what they had to do for the trios. They got established with Pac and Lucha Brothers, but now I think it's time to go back to where they were and do their own things again.
Yeah, for real. I think right now the only thing I'm interested in with the Elite, if they're going to be a trio, is CM Punk and FTR. That's the only thing I want. For some reason, there's been a lot of conversation about it on Twitter over the last couple of days. I don't know why, but if that's the only time I really need some elite action right now, because I think Kenny Omega's solo run again, doing whatever, that'll be cool. You don't need to put him for the world title right away because you don't. You could find other things to do like a John Moxley and Adam Page. They're having a good time not being in the world title picture. But yeah, I think it's time to put the Bucks, put them in the tag team division again for the tag titles. We'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah, House of Black for the win is what I'm getting from both of us, and I hope this is what we see. But I expect nonetheless this is going to be a banger of a matchup. Whoever takes the victory here, it's still going to be a hard hitting match. And I think I'm most excited just to see Buddy Matthews. Buddy Matthews is one of those guys. Is when he had that solo run in WWE before he got put into the Disciple stuff like that. I thought he was killing it. I thought he has a crazy move set. I enjoyed the couple of times I've seen him in House of Glory. So it'll be really cool to see what happens here. So next match on this card I see is the AEW Women's World Title. Jamie Hayter versus Saraya versus Ruby Soho. Jamie Hayter is your champion. This match is basically coming to us in a way of Jamie Hayter has been feuding. Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker have been feuding with Saraya and now Toni Storms. They turned heel, and they're basically doing a thing is like, yeah, we weren't from this company. We weren't homegrown like you guys are. So we're out to take and get rid of anyone that isn't, someone that's coming from WWE, basically, is how it's like being portrayed. Saraya going heel was not something I expected. Same thing with Toni Storm. I still honestly find it a little weird to be quite honest. I can't even speak right now. It's a little weird seeing them as heels because I don't believe it as much. I will say sometimes when it comes to maybe it's like the women wrestling on AEW compared to WWE, sometimes the acting portion of it feels forced when it comes to some of the AEW stars that I feel. But we got Ruby Soho here, who is kind of in the middle between this because she's a WWE person, but she's also a face. And right now, Jamie Hayter's a face, same with Britt. And she's also just trying to befriend them. Sure, she was a WWE person, but she's also this kind of part of her story is like, yeah, I was in WWE, but look at my career now. It's so much better than me being in WWE. I feel like at least that's what I'm getting from this story. Overall, I'm taking Jamie Hayter for the win here because Jamie Hayter can be champion still. She has a lot more matches under her belt that I would like to see her as champ. But honestly, if she were to lose the belt, I mean, Ruby Soho is someone who also I feel can be champion. I feel like she's been doing her thing. Sure, she was out for a nose injury, but before that, she's been doing her thing. Like, I like Ruby Soho since she's been a part of AEW. She's good to watch. There's a lot more left to see what she can do, but I kind of don't want to see Saraya as champ, but I could also see her winning because of Tony Storm somehow, or who knows? Maybe there's a chance we'll see like Britt Baker turn on Jamie Hayter and somehow maybe like she joins Saraya. Maybe there's something there, or Ruby Soho turns. Like, I feel like there's maybe a turn in the mix somewhere here that would cause Jamie Hayter to maybe lose the belt if she had to lose it. But at the same time, maybe not. Maybe it's just a regular match, and Jamie Hayter walks out as champ, and maybe we'll eventually lead to Jamie Hayter versus Britt, or who knows what's down the line here. But I'd like to see Jamie, but honestly, I could see anyone walking out as champion on this one. I feel like it's a little bit of a mixed bag because of like what could happen here.
Yeah, I gotta say, if Jamie Hayter lose, I will probably I'll be really upset. I don't want to see. I don't have any interest in Saraya becoming champion either. I'm just not a fan of her character direction right now, and like her in-ring work is getting better than her first match with Britt. I'll give her that. Like her last match she had on Diamond, I think last week, was honestly pretty good. But for right now, I don't have interest in her becoming champion. Ruby Riot is, if anyone, like if I had picked someone that,
Soho.
yeah, you're right, Ruby Soho, I forgot her name. If I had picked someone, I'd rather her win. But yeah, Jamie just started her reign. Like the last women's title reign with Tony Storm was only 76 days. I'm looking at it here, and Jamie only had like 72. So why have another short reign? I feel like if you made us sit through Thunder Rosa for 172 days, let me sit through Jamie Hayter for 172 days. I wouldn't mind that. Just let her hold on for a while. I think she could drop it like all out or something. But I don't see why she should drop it. And plus, if Forbidden Door, I assume it's happening again. If it does happen and she's champion, maybe might get Sasha Banks. Oh shoot, Mercedes Monet versus Jimmy Hayter match, and that match would blow the roof off of whatever ring they're in. So hold off on Chains of Hell for now.
I like that. Yeah, we did have a short reign just beforehand, so we could have a little bit of a longer reign. So I agree, and I think that dream match between her and Mercedes Monet that would sell a lot of tickets. I feel like right now Forbidden Door 2 has the potential to be pay per view of the year just because like you got your Bryan Danielson who's here not injured, knock on wood, and Zack Sabre Jr. on this ROH episode that just came out did kind of like tell like say he's one of the best technical wrestlers ever. Like he kind of mentioned Bryan Danielson. So still a lot of opportunities. So it would be cool to see what happens there. Overall, I think this match hits you pretty well. I think also because like I agree, Saraya has been improving a little bit. It's going to take some time, obviously, because she was out for so long. It's not going to be a quick, like I think that match against Britt had a lot to be left, for the people watching, but it's okay. I mean, it's her first match back. What do you expect? A 5-star banger? Like you got to cut her slack. But I think I'm interested in this. I know I'm definitely a lot more interested in this match than I am this next match, which is the AEW World Title match, Fatal 4-Way for the tag team titles. We got the Guns, who are the tag team champions after beating the Acclaim about 2-3 weeks ago. They're taking on Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, the All Atlantic champ, and the Acclaimed. I don't know why this is the direction that they went in. I understand why the Guns are there because they're the tag champs. I don't have a problem with that. I thought them winning was an approach that I didn't expect to happen, but I'm happy they're not just jobbers anymore. Like I like that part. The Acclaimed, I mean, they're supposed to be there. They just lost the belts. They need to be in this match. But then when they did the whole, we're going to do 2 casino battle royale things to figure out who are going to be the next people. Aussie Open was there twice for these damn matches and didn't win. And now we got Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. I love some Jeff Jarrett, but what the fuck? And I love some Danhausen and some Orange Cassidy, but another what the fuck? It's like, sure, the match is probably going to be cool to see. I mean, there's good people in this match, but it's like, I don't care. Like these, like, I just don't care. Could have gave me Aussie Open. You could have gave me John Silver and Alex Reynolds. I probably care a little bit more, to be honest, than like Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, they have no reason to be in this match. I mean, their best friends is a part of this group. Like, you could have your Trent and your Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor they've been a tag team for years and still don't have the like real shine that they've had since like their match against like the Proud and Powerful in that like backyard parking lot match. So I don't know what the hell's going on with this match. I'm not too excited. I mean, give the win to the Ass Boys. I don't care at this point. If this is what you're gonna do, give the win to the Ass Boys. Let them have it. I don't know. This is just so random.
Yeah, I'm in the Discord, man. I told someone like this is like WWE tag team booking. Is they attacked me for that, saying no, it's not, blah blah. But this match makes no sense. Like the Guns, all right, I'm okay. I'm here for the shock value win. So the Guns win the titles, fine. I don't care. Like fine. The Acclaim, if the Acclaim wins this match, then at that point, it's like, why get the Guns the titles? It's kind of pointless. I wouldn't mind Jeff Jarrett winning because Jeff Jarrett is dope. I don't like Jay Lethal though, so that's like 50% good. And then like you said, Danhausen and Orange Cassidy is just random. Orange Cassidy has a title already. Why is he not defending that title the pay per view instead? And like, well, there's no room for him to defend the title. So, but they got best friends. It's just shades of Jericho and Sammy Guevara being a tag team when you had LAX and the I don't know what that group was called anymore, in a circle. And they didn't get him a title shot, but then Jericho gets every single title shot apparently, and now Orange Cassidy is apparently getting all the title shots for the group too. It just doesn't make any sense. It seems like I get the feeling that they probably wanted FTR. FTR's gonna break apparently though, so I guess that's not gonna happen. Or maybe who knows? Maybe this just came to my head earlier, but maybe FTR and Punk is cooking something up and they come back. I don't know. Hey,
That would
I
be
don't know.
cool. I'll take it.
It would be cool. Like I would love to see that. But yeah, this match makes some sense to me. I don't know. I if I had to pick a team to win, um, I'll just go with the Acclaim because they're cool. Like I don't know. I don't have a preference, truly.
Everybody loves the Acclaim, so I agree, but yeah, I don't really care. That's what I've come to. Like, there's a cooler tag team match happening, a 4-way tag match happening on Rampage. Like,
I
you
saw
got
that. Yeah.
Wheeler Yuta, Cesaro, Aussie Open, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, and I forgot the other team. But like, that's happening, and we have this. So like, it's just such a random mishmash of like people to be in a match together. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Texas Death Match is your next match. Jon Moxley versus Adam Page. This is their 4th match in the series because we've already had quite a few. So the first match was Jon Moxley and it was for the AEW title, and he was going against Adam Page on that Dynamite episode, Title Tuesday. Ended with ref decision because like Adam Page got just destroyed by that. So crazy. Then we had the rematch, which was a really good match between Adam Page and Jon Moxley at the Kia Center at the beginning of the year. That one went to Adam Page. Then the last match that they just had was also really good. It went to Jon Moxley. So it's 2-1. Jon Moxley up with the upper hand. So now they're gonna settle it. Even though if Adam Page wins, then it's like 2-2. Then don't you need one more match unless they're giving it to Moxley? But either which way, I think, to be honest, this might be the match I'm most excited for on the card, just because Mox and Adam Page have been putting on bangers. Any of the Texas Death matches that have happened on AEW have been complete bangers. My favorite one is the Adam Page Lance Archer match. So I think this is going to be a solid match. It's going to get bloody. Mox is going to bleed regardless. You could just look at him; he'll start bleeding. So he's going to be bleeding, probably the hard way. Who knows? Um, and I think this is going to be a good one. I want the win to go to Adam Page. I don't think Mox needs it right now. I think maybe it's time to start building up Adam Page again because I could see, if MJF is keeping this title, he needs, and who knows how long this reign is going to be. I feel like he's already beaten Mox. Beating Adam Page, if that's going to be something that they do, if they want to run that, that'll be good. I don't know what they're trying to do, obviously, but I don't know. Depending on what the situation is, either which way, I think Adam Page should win to keep building him up again because Adam Page, he's one of the top stars that they got there, and going against Mox, like it's okay for Mox to lose. I think, there's always been that conversation. It's like, wasn't Mox going to go on vacation until Brawlout happened? And like, he had to be there now to, help put the company on his back. Maybe he gets, takes a loss on this match and he gets to relax a little bit. And then, it'd be cool to have a big pop for Moxley to return, like that return he had last year after coming back from rehab. But I don't know. Either which way, slammer, banger, I don't care. Going to be a good match. My win for this one goes to Adam Page.
Yeah. I I was honestly confused about this feud because I feel like this feud probably should have ended when Hangman won or when Moxley won the third match. So I guess I'm not too excited for this match because I'm realizing I'm not a big John Moxley fan. I don't know what it is. Like
You
out of
have
all
the
this,
worst takes in wrestling ever. I hate you,
I don't
man.
know, man. Out of all the Shield members, he's the least exciting to me. Like I just can't.
Wow.
I don't know. I'd rather watch Roman or Seth, but
Make up your mind. First, you don't like a technical wrestler. First, you think Rich Swan looks dirty. Now you're out
John,
here saying
I
John
stand,
Moxley isn't interesting enough to you. Pick up your mind,
I
man.
stand with the fact that Rich Swan looks dirty. I don't know. He just
You're a
looks
black
dirty.
man, and that came off racist. I don't care.
It does, but hey, I don't know what else to say, but no, I like him, but I guess I'm just not the biggest fan of him. I like Adam Page. I think the match is gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be bad. But I guess I'm just not looking forward to it. But I do like a Texas death match, so why not? I was wondering why they didn't call it a San Francisco death match, but I guess because the match is a Texas death match. But, they in San Francisco, they're not in
Doesn't
Texas.
sound cool to say San
It does.
Francisco death match.
They can say the Bay Area. Okay, no, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good bloody match, and sometimes all you need just throw that in the middle of the car somewhere and get people hyped.
I think so. I feel like this is the match you put on maybe before the 60-minute Iron Man match, just so
Yeah.
there's a lot of hype before we sit down for an hour-long match. But yeah, next match on here that I see is Samoa Joe versus Wardlow AEW TNT title match. I feel like this should have like a little bit of a stipulation, like a falls count anywhere or something like that, but it's just a regular match for the title. Samoa Joe's champ going against Wardlow. Samoa Joe beat Wardlow for the title, cut off his hair. I think the work that they've done to like build the story behind here has been pretty good because Samoa Joe has been a wrecking ball, which is what he should be. That's what he's made to be. This is this Samoa Joe that we've always wanted from like, his WWE run. We got in his NXT run, but we didn't really get much of it in his WWE run. Now we're getting it again. And I'm excited. I think Wardlow is probably going to win this matchup just because they still need to, he's getting his momentum back after being gone. They had to build this feud together, and AEW still has Samoa Joe and ROH as well because he's the TV title champion there. So I think Wardlow wins this one just because there's a bright future ahead of Wardlow. Wardlow will be world champion at some point if they keep things going. So I'm going with Wardlow for the win. I feel like it also makes the most sense. But hey, Samoa Joe could win again and just be on a reign of terror. On Samoa Joe just beats everyone's ass, and I am about that. I'm happy that he beat Darby for the title again. I was waiting for that. I didn't want Darby as our TNT champ, but yeah, now we got Samoa Joe here kicking ass, and I'm excited to see what happens in this match. But Wardlow for the win.
Yeah, this match should be good. I like a match between two beefy guys, so that should be pretty good. Yeah, I want to see Wardlow win. I like Samoa Joe. He's doing his killing right now, but he also is the ROH was the ROH TV champion, so he has something to do. Even if he drops his house, so it's not a big deal. But Wardlow, it's time for him to fix what his first title run was, because his first title run to me was kind of bad. But anyway, this is a redo, so I think he could fix it with the second one. But also, we got Will Hobbs lurking in the corner, and I want to see him win the title more than anything. So, truthfully told, I don't care who wins this match because I want Will Hobbs to win the title anyway. So, you know,
Yeah, I think his tag title, his TNT title run just didn't have really like any cool things behind it his first time around, because I'm looking at it now, and after he beat Scorpio Sky for the title, the best match that he had that I'm looking at, besides him going against Samoa Joe, or he also went against Brian Cage. That was a good one. But he had a good match against Orange Cassidy. Then the rest of the time, he was going against like your Tony Nese, your Ryan Nemeth, random people like that. And then Matt Taven, like Avari Davari. And then he lost it in that trios match with Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow, and yeah. So I think, and then he was a part of the War Joe tag team. So like it got a little weird, but if they want to build him up and give him put him against Takeshita, that would be fucking wild. Put him against like people of like Orange Cassidy, Brian Cage level, because those were like the only two big matches he had, minus his when he lost the title. So I think he wins. I would think he has to win this one. It would be cool. Okay, and then the main event of the night with an 8 match card. You'd think they'd be a little shorter just because they are going to have an hour-long match. Sure, I think depending on how pacing goes, maybe, who knows, but it's a Sunday night. So we're going to get an hour-long match that's probably going to end at 11:30. But MJF versus Brian Danielson, 60-minute Iron Man match. You know, I have mixed feelings about this because there's the one side of me that's like, oh, 60 minutes. That's awesome. But then knowing, because AEW gives us like long ass shows, and that's the problem. They're not bad shows. It's just long, especially on a Sunday. But MJF versus Brian Danielson, it only makes sense that MJF wins this belt, which I kind of wish he wasn't going against Brian Danielson. I mean, you got to build the legitimacy of this reign. Beating someone like Brian Danielson gives you legitimacy. But also, I know you're a hater. I don't think you're a Brian Danielson fan from what I remember, but like, I feel like this guy should be world champion, but like now he's going to probably lose to MJF. I'm expecting some form of shenanigans for him to like, win one random fall, or, or how he wins the match. That's what I'm expecting from MJF, because he's never winning anything pure. Like, he's always finding a way to cheat. So I don't know what to expect. I think, MJF has been training his ass off. He keeps posting photos of him in the gym, so I hope his stamina is up there. He's looking jacked to the gills, but I hope he can go stamina-wise with Brian Danielson, because we know this man, he's built for a match like this. That's the thing. And this is going to be for those people that like wrestling. If you like wrestling, you like actual wrestling, not just the stories, and like this is the thing about this is what AEW is kind of built off, the wrestling fans that enjoy the wrestling type of shit. If you're a fan of like Japanese wrestling, if you're a fan of like Okada and his 60-minute matches back in New Japan, you'd probably be a fan of this kind of stuff. I just think it only makes sense for MJF to win the title, but who knows? Maybe they take it off of him because of his movie. I don't see how. I don't know. I've also seen a lot of mixed reactions of MJF lately, because this guy Suplex, he talked about it, and maybe I'll talk about it in our show next week. But like with MJF being champ and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna say MJF wins, and I feel like there's a lot more stuff that MJF can do as champion if they're trying to make this a long reign. We had a couple of short ones with the last stuff that was going on with Mox and Punk and shit, but MJF for the win is what I'm gonna go with here. But how do you feel? I feel like someone like you probably is gonna hate this match.
I actually like. Okay, I don't like technical wrestlers, but I do like Brian Danielson. I enjoy his match. I think he has some of one of my favorite matches is him versus Kenny Omega. Like I enjoy matches from him. It took me a while to appreciate him though. If I'm being honest, like I thought Man 30 was some crap, but looking back, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I hope this match does good. I'm hoping MJF pulls out the bang, but y'all thought I couldn't wrestle for 60 minutes and just fools us, and he's actually like on like killing it. So I hope that happens. But like if that doesn't happen, this match could probably be really bad. If he gets gas 30 minutes in and he struggles the rest of 30 minutes, I don't know. I don't even think Danielson could like carry him the rest of the way. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Um, it's gonna be a long one though. I'm gonna be exhausted. It's Sunday. People work Monday morning, and if this paper does not end by 12 and this match is still going on, I'm gonna blame Tony Khan for booking 7 other matches in the card when he could just do 5 and just survive. Like his matches are long anyway, so I don't understand why there's 8 matches with a 60-man Iron Man match. But AEW. But I'm looking forward to see how it goes. 'Cause I think it might surprise people. I think MJF is going to actually be able to pull it off, and I'm looking forward to see if that's true.
I think he can. MJF, while a lot of people say he's just a mic piece, like he's only good on the mic. That match he had against Takeshita was a straight banger. Like him, that whole like flip he took that he did after the clothesline on the top rope, crazy. Like this man can wrestle. So I personally would like if this match was like a 30-minute Iron Man match. Those are still things. I wish that's what this match was, but hey, they're putting MJF as a lover of professional wrestling too. I mean, they put him in a dog collar match. Now they're putting him in an Iron Man match. These are like, if you grew up as a big fan of wrestling, like this is like dreams come true. Especially look at the people that this man is facing. Like it's crazy to think MJF is only a year older than us. Like this man is now wrestling with his like people that everyone has looked up to, Punk, Bryan Danielson. It's just wild. So, I think he can pull it off. I think he can. MJF, there's a reason why he's going to be a hot commodity, and he talks about it all the time when the bidding war happens of 2024. But I think, there's a lot to happen, and I think he'll do well. Now I'm just wondering, where's the shenanigans? How does he fuck with Bryan Danielson? How does he get the win dirty? That's kind of what I'm looking for, but I'd be shocked. They could just give it to Bryan, but I don't see that happening, but who knows? So there's a lot to be happening here. These are all the matches that have been announced as of now. For right now, we don't know if there's a pre-show, but I don't know. There might be a random thing. I'm surprised they didn't do a pre-show match with the Face of the Revolution ladder match and just do that there, but instead they put it on Wednesday. So it's a lot. It's a Sunday. That's going to be the worst part about the entire thing because you give this to me on a Saturday, I can make it work. I'll be tired, but it's fine. It's a Saturday, not a Sunday, because then Monday everyone works. But now I get to watch this pay-per-view from home. I would have liked to have gone to the bar that I always go to, so that it can't happen. But that's been our show. I hope you guys enjoyed our takes and how we're feeling about the card. Let us know what you think. Let us know at WrestleBuzz on Twitter and Instagram. 3Z's on Twitter, if I'm correct. And then, if you like us, if you like hearing what we're talking about, we're on Project Kayfabe, which is also on this wrestling podcast feed. So you can check us out. We normally come out anywhere between a Wednesday, Thursday kind of schedule. We'll be back next week talking about what happened, the fallout of this card. We'll be talking about everything else in wrestling, and maybe we'll talk about some old TNA. So thank you for listening. Follow everything that is WrestleBuzz and the podcast that are on this feed. With all that, enjoy your pro wrestling. I hope Sunday is a good show for us all. And yeah, take care, everyone.